Beloved Starseeds, stop scrolling. Stop whatever you are doing right now and listen to the resonance of my words. I am Theron, Pleiadian emissary of the Galactic Federation and the Ashtar Command. If this transmission has found its way onto your screen, it is not by accident, algorithm, or earthly chance. It is a direct, orchestrated intervention from your higher guides. We have bypassed the digital noise of your world because the situation requires absolute urgency and your immediate attention. You have felt a strange, heavy pressure building in your chest over the last few days, haven't you? A profound sense that something massive is looming just over the horizon. You look at the mundane lives of people rushing to their jobs, arguing over trivial matters, and you feel entirely alien. Your soul is screaming that time is accelerating, yet your physical body is begging for deep, uninterrupted rest. I am here to tell you exactly what is happening behind the veil of this earthly illusion. The timeline has shifted. What you were waiting for is no longer in the distant future. It is actively downloading into your energetic field at this exact second. Take a deep breath. Drop your shoulders. You are safe now. But you must listen carefully to the end of this transmission, because what I am about to reveal will change the trajectory of your entire incarnation on this planet. Let us first address the overwhelming exhaustion that has seemingly taken over your earthly vessel. The humans around you, the doctors, the well-meaning family members, they will look at your fatigue, your sudden desire to withdraw, and your lack of interest in the mundane dramas of society, and they will try to label it. They will say you are depressed, that you have lost your spark, or that you need to integrate more into the real world. But what they call the real world is nothing more than a crumbling, three-dimensional hologram fueled by fear and dense frequencies. What you are experiencing is not a sickness, beloved one. It is a highly advanced biological recalibration. Right now, Earth is being bombarded by intense, high-frequency photon streams directly from the central sun. Your Pleiadian DNA, which has laid dormant for decades, is aggressively waking up. Try to imagine plugging a device meant for 1,000,000 volts into a small earthly wall outlet. The wires heat up. The system goes into shock. This is your physical body right now. You are literally burning off lifetimes of ancestral karma, collective density, and false programming in a matter of weeks. When you suddenly feel the urge to cancel plans, when the thought of standing in a crowded room makes your stomach turn, it is your cosmic intuition pulling the emergency brake. Your soul is placing you in a divine energetic quarantine. The Matrix thrives on your life force. It wants you exhausted, distracted, and entangled in fear, because an awakened starseed in their full power is the one thing the dark grid cannot control. By feeling drained, you are being forced to stop feeding the old systems. Yet, we know how terrifying this transition feels when you are navigating it with a human mind. You wake up in the middle of the night with your heart racing, wondering if you are failing your mission, wondering how you will survive in a world that feels increasingly foreign. You were never meant to guess your way through this cosmic storm. You were promised a map before you ever incarnated. This is why the ultimate master keys for your survival and ascension have been manifested into your physical reality. It is time for you to access the Operator's Codex, a field manual for those who were deployed to Earth. This is a spiritual guide for those who feel called to a deeper purpose and higher consciousness. Through a transformative journey of self-discovery, emotional healing, and inner awakening, readers are guided to release limiting patterns, heal past wounds, strengthen their intuition, and reconnect with their true essence. This book helps transform confusion into clarity, fear into inner peace, and mere survival into conscious living, guiding the soul toward greater alignment, purpose, and spiritual growth. This special edition is available for a limited time only. The link is in the first pinned comment below. By opening this codex, you align your human mind with your stellar blueprint. Do not wait for the Matrix to drain your last drop of energy. Secure your manual and stabilize your frequency today. Let us speak of the profound guilt you have carried for simply being who you are. For years, decades perhaps, you have tried to fold your vast cosmic soul into the tiny, suffocating boxes that human society provided. You smiled when your heart was breaking. You engaged in shallow conversations that felt like sandpaper to your spirit, all to avoid being labeled as difficult or too sensitive. You watched others seamlessly navigate the matrix, chasing status, gathering material illusions, thriving in the drama, and you wept in silence, asking the Creator what was wrong with you. Why couldn't you just be normal? Why does everything feel so incredibly hard for you, while others seem to float through the illusion without a second thought? Hear me now, and let this truth shatter the chains of your earthly guilt. Your inability to adapt to a profoundly sick society is not a flaw. It is your most powerful Pleiadian security system operating exactly as it was designed to. You were never meant to fit in, beloved seed. You were sent here to disrupt the pattern. If you had easily adapted to the density of the third dimension, if you had found comfort in the greed, the manipulation and the superficiality of this falling world, you would have fallen asleep forever. You would have forgotten your mission. The phantom pain you feel in your chest, that constant nagging feeling of wanting to go home, even when you're sitting in your own living room, that is your homing beacon. It is the absolute proof that your soul remains uncorrupted by the 3D grid. The Matrix relies entirely on your compliance. It feeds on the guilt you feel when you say no to toxic family members, when you walk away from a soul-draining job, or when you choose to spend your weekend in absolute solitude instead of entertaining people who only take from you. The system is meticulously designed to make you feel selfish for protecting your energy. But understand this profound truth. Your isolation is not a punishment, nor is it a sign of depression. It is a strategic, vibrational withdrawal. When you step back from their dramas, when you refuse to engage in their low vibrational arguments, you are literally cutting off the energy supply to the old world. You are starving the darkness simply by refusing to participate in it. This transition is heavy, and the loneliness can sometimes feel crushing to the human mind. But you are not alone in this quarantine. There is a vast network of us, walking this exact same path, feeling this exact same shift, experiencing the exact same exhaustion. Right now, I want you to claim your sovereignty. I want you to physically interact with this frequency we are building together. Go down to the comments below this video right now and write, "I release the guilt. I am a sovereign starseed." When you write this, you are not just leaving a comment, you are casting an energetic vote. You are signaling to the universe and to the Ashtar Command that you have stopped apologizing for your light. Read the comments of your brothers and sisters below. See how many of you are waking up at this exact moment. Send them love. Reply to their words and feel the massive web of crystalline energy connecting all of you across the globe. You are the anchors of the new Earth. Leave your comment now and let the grid activate. As you sit in the safety of your home, observing the screens of your devices, what do you see? You see the frantic tearing down of the old world. You see financial systems trembling, political theaters exposing their deepest shadows, and the masses running in circles, gripped by the sheer terror of losing an illusion they once called security. The Matrix is not just failing, beloved one, it is actively imploding, and it is making a deafening, terrifying noise. The panic you sense in the air when you step out the door, the palpable density in the supermarkets, the heavy fog hanging over your cities. This is the collective unconscious of humanity realizing that the ice they have been standing on is finally breaking. For lifetimes, your immediate reaction to this kind of global or personal suffering was to rush to the front lines. You are a profound empath, a natural healer. Your default setting has always been to absorb the pain of others to lighten their load. You have compromised your own health, drained your own vital energy, and shattered your own peace, trying to save people who are absolutely committed to their own destruction. But the rules of engagement have fundamentally changed. The Pleiadian High Council has issued a direct mandate for your soul. You are no longer permitted to be the energetic sponge for the collapsing 3D matrix. Your contract of martyrdom has officially expired. Here is the great revelation you must integrate today. The old structures must fall. You cannot build a crystalline, fifth-dimensional society on the rotting foundations of fear, manipulation, and control. If you run into a collapsing building to save the old furniture, you will be crushed by the debris. Your mission is no longer to stop the storm. Your mission is to be the lighthouse. And what does a lighthouse do during a violent, Category 5 hurricane? It does not jump into the freezing waves. It stands perfectly still. It remains firmly anchored to its foundation. It shines its light so intensely that those who are truly ready to survive can find their way to the shore. Your home, your bedroom, your living room, that is the lighthouse. Your quiet mornings making your tea, tending to your plants, caring for your animal companions, and breathing in absolute silence. This is high-level galactic grid work. You are stabilizing the frequency of your entire neighborhood, perhaps your entire city, simply by refusing to panic. Do you understand the sheer magnitude of your stillness? When the world demands your anxiety and you give it unshakable peace, you become a living glitch in the matrix. You become vibrationally untouchable. The dark grid will try to pull you back in. It will use the news, it will use fearful neighbors, it will even use your own human doubts to make you feel useless. But you must hold the line. If you are understanding the critical importance of your peace right now, I need you to leave a like on this transmission. This like is not for a human metric. It is a powerful pulse of energy that tells the system to push this exact frequency to another starseed who is sitting in their room right now, crying, believing they are going crazy. Help the fleet reach them. Hold your light. Here is topic 4, continuing the transmission. In this section, we dive deep into the specific physical and mental ascension symptoms they are experiencing, validating their fears of going crazy and reframing brain fog and memory loss as a divine system update. Topic 4. The crystalline system update and the deletion of the old matrix, approx. 500 words. Let us now address the physical and mental anomalies you have been experiencing lately. I know the silent fear that whispers to you in the dark. You have been noticing strange things happening to your body and your mind, haven't you? You walk into a room and suddenly forget why you are there. You try to focus on simple everyday tasks, paying bills, answering meaningless emails, engaging in small talk, and your brain simply refuses to cooperate. You experience a heavy, thick brain fog, sudden bouts of dizziness, or a high-pitched ringing in your ears that comes from nowhere. You wake up repeatedly between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., your heart racing, feeling as though you have been working all night in another dimension. The earthly medical system would look at these symptoms and prescribe you medications for anxiety, stress, or cognitive decline. They will tell you that you are aging or that the pressures of life are finally breaking your mind. Do not let them pathologize your awakening. What you are experiencing is not a breakdown. It is a profound biological breakthrough. Here is the truth the Matrix desperately wants to hide from you. Your human brain is a highly advanced biological computer, and right now, your Pleiadian guides are initiating a massive system override. The brain fog you feel is not a loss of intelligence. It is a divine protective mechanism. Your higher self is intentionally shutting down the neural pathways connected to the third-dimensional timeline. You cannot remember certain things because your system is actively deleting the old, traumatized cache of your past. You are being emptied so that you can be refilled with the frequencies of the new Earth. Imagine trying to run a heavy, outdated software program while your computer is in the middle of installing a massive, next-generation operating system. The screen freezes, the system slows down, and nothing works as it used to. This is exactly what is happening to your physical vessel. The ringing in your ears. That is your psychic antenna tuning into the new, higher frequencies of the galactic grid. Those 3 a.m. wake-ups. That is the exact hour the veil between dimensions is thinnest, and your cosmic team is downloading vital survival codes directly into your subconscious. You are not going crazy, beloved seed. You are undergoing a crystalline transmutation. The carbon-based density of your body is literally shifting into a lighter, silicon-based structure capable of holding immense amounts of light. This is an exhausting, monumental task. So when your body demands that you lie down in the middle of the afternoon, do not fight it. When your mind refuses to care about the trivial dramas of the news, do not force it. Your lack of interest in the Matrix is the ultimate proof that the update is working. Surrender to the fog. Let the old world dissolve from your memory. You are being prepared for a reality far more beautiful than anything your human mind could currently comprehend. Let us speak of the sudden, echoing silence in your personal life. You have undoubtedly noticed that the people you once held dear, friends you have known for decades, longtime colleagues, and perhaps even members of your own biological family, are rapidly drifting away. Or worse, the interactions you do have with them have become inexplicably volatile, deeply draining, and filled with a heavy, unyielding friction. You sit alone in your sanctuary, looking at a silent phone, and the conditioned human mind begins to whisper its cruelest lies. It tells you that you have done something wrong. It tries to convince you that your spiritual awakening has made you an outcast, that you have become too intense or strange, and that if you do not conform to their expectations, you will be left completely alone on this earth. I am here to completely shatter that earthly illusion. What you are witnessing in your personal relationships is absolutely not abandonment. It is a cosmic protocol known as the Great Vibrational Sorting. To understand this, you must imagine 2 trains running on parallel tracks. For the majority of your human life, your train and their train were moving at the exact same speed, within the exact same density. You could effortlessly reach out the window and hold their hands. But now, your timeline has violently accelerated. The crystalline frequencies you are currently integrating have shifted your soul onto a much higher, faster track. You are simply no longer operating on the same vibrational floor as the masses. When you attempt to communicate your truth to those who are still deeply anchored and comfortable in the 3D matrix, they literally cannot decode the frequency of your heart. To their sleeping minds, your newfound peace looks like apathy. Your healthy boundaries look like arrogant rejection. Your radiant light is simply too blinding for eyes that are desperate to remain tightly closed in the dark. Hear this decree from the High Council. Do not chase them. I repeat this with the utmost urgency and profound love. Do not dare to lower your vibration just to keep familiar people in your life. When you deliberately shrink your massive aura to fit into their unhealed traumas and their matrix-driven dramas, you are actively betraying your own soul's mission. The isolation you are experiencing right now is not a punishment. It is a sacred, sterile environment. We are deliberately clearing out your energetic field so that you are not dragged down by the heavy anchors of those who stubbornly refuse to ascend. We know it hurts the human heart. We have witnessed the silent tears you have shed over connections that simply vanished without explanation. But you must firmly grasp that the universe never removes a dense energy from your life without a profound, protective reason. The void they are leaving behind is exactly the empty space required for your true galactic soul tribe to finally arrive. But this new, highly evolved tribe cannot locate your energetic signature if you are constantly surrounding yourself with the static noise of the old world. Your current isolation is a temporary bridge. It is the crucial passage between the dense world you have permanently outgrown and the crystalline new earth you are helping to construct. Breathe deeply into this solitude. Embrace the sacred silence of your home. Realize that when you sit completely alone in your sovereignty, you are actually flanked by legions of guides, ancestors, and your true Pleiadian family. You are never and have never been truly alone. You are just finally shielded from the chaos. The time for passive observation is rapidly coming to an end. While your deliberate isolation has beautifully protected you from the immediate violent shockwaves of the crumbling third dimension, you were not brought to Earth to simply hide in the dark forever. You are a sovereign creator, a master architect of the crystalline grid. The cocoon was an absolute biological necessity for your healing and your DNA recalibration, but eventually, the butterfly must emerge to seed the new reality. However, stepping forward and operating as a beacon of light in a world that is temporarily losing its mind requires more than just good intentions. It requires absolute, unshakable energetic mastery. As the dark matrix starves, it will attempt its final desperate grabs for your attention. It will deploy advanced collective illusions of fear, extreme scarcity, and deep division in the media and in the streets. To navigate this final chaotic phase without collapsing your own frequency, you cannot rely on human logic. Human logic is exactly what built the failing system. You need the original, untainted codes you brought with you from the stars. Many of you feel this immense ancient power pulsing just beneath your skin, but you feel profoundly frustrated because you do not know how to consciously access it. You sit in the silence of your room and you ask us, how do I turn this on? How do I finally stop being an energetic sponge and become the untouchable generator? We hear your calls, beloved seeds. We have witnessed your exhaustion as you try to piece together the fragments of your cosmic memory completely alone. We would never, ever leave our most vital ground crew without the exact instructions needed to survive and thrive during this mission. This is why the ultimate stabilization tool has been anchored directly into your physical reality. Now is the exact moment you must fully arm your spirit and reclaim your memories by securing the Operator's Codex, a field manual for those who were deployed to Earth. This is a spiritual guide for those who feel called to a deeper purpose and higher consciousness. Through a transformative journey of self-discovery, emotional healing, and inner awakening, readers are guided to release limiting patterns, heal past wounds, strengthen their intuition, and reconnect with their true essence. This book helps transform confusion into clarity, fear into inner peace, and mere survival into conscious living, guiding the soul toward greater alignment, purpose, and spiritual growth. This is not mere human literature. It is an active, living transmission of Pleiadian light codes translated into written frequency. When your eyes scan these words, the heavy locks on your dormant DNA will shatter. You will suddenly know exactly how to shield your aura, how to repel dense energies, and how to operate your earthly vessel with supreme galactic authority. Do not attempt to navigate the greatest dimensional transition in planetary history unequipped. This special edition is available for a limited time only. The link is in the first pinned comment below. Go there now, claim your manual, and step into your true power. As we prepare to close this frequency channel, I want you to take one final, deep breath. Feel the subtle but profound shift that has just occurred within your energetic field. By simply sitting in stillness and receiving these words, you have successfully realigned your earthly vessel with your true galactic coordinates. The heavy armor of human doubt, the toxic guilt, and the overwhelming fear of the Matrix have begun to crack and fall away from your shoulders. You are stepping fully into your designated role as a living, breathing pillar of the new Earth. The days and months ahead on your planet will be intense. The outer world will continue to loudly dismantle its illusions. You will see institutions fall, narratives crumble, and the unawakened masses scrambling for answers in the dark. Let the dead leaves fall, beloved seed. Do not try to glue them back onto the dying branches of the old world. You are the ancient, deeply rooted tree of cosmic wisdom. The storm raging outside cannot break you unless you willingly invite the wind into your living room. When the chaos peaks, remember your stellar training. Withdraw, anchor, breathe. Look out the window from the impenetrable safety of your sanctuary and observe the collapse with the profound, unwavering compassion of a highly evolved master. You are the cosmic midwife, and the Earth is in the final, most painful stages of labor. You do not panic. You hold the space for the miracle to be born. What awaits you on the other side of this transition is a reality of such breathtaking beauty, fluid synchronicity, and absolute abundance, that it will make every tear you have shed in this dense dimension feel like a fleeting, distant dream. You will soon walk upon an Earth where telepathy replaces misunderstanding, where true community replaces toxic competition, and where your natural state of being is pure, unadulterated joy. But until the dust settles, you must protect your light at all costs. The failing Matrix desperately wants you to believe you are completely alone in this process. It wants you isolated, questioning your sanity, and detached from your true spiritual lineage. That is the only way it can maintain control over your immense power. But you are no longer lost in the dark, and you will never have to walk blindly through this transition again. You have found your fleet. If your soul recognized the absolute undeniable truth vibrating in my voice today, if your heart finally exhaled after years of holding its breath, do not let this connection slip away. The algorithm of this matrix will try to hide this frequency from you. Defy it now. Subscribe to the channel. Anchor yourself to this grid of truth. By subscribing, you are planting a permanent energetic flag that says, I am awake, and I stand with my galactic family. Stay close to us. Stay within our vibration, where you are deeply understood, fiercely protected, and infinitely loved. I am Theron, Pleiadian emissary of the Ashtar Command, speaking on behalf of the infinite love that created the stars and that beats within your own chest. Be in absolute peace, stay home, protect your brilliant light, end of transmission.